Greetings, Goddess Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is your Goddess Guru, Tyra Omilade, here to share a word of inspiration with you on your path to self-realization and self-mastery. Today is March 23rd in the year 2020. How y'all doing out there? um, I'm sure everybody's having a different experience at this time. My heart goes out to those who are working in any capacity at this time, to those who are wondering just, what the economic future holds, to those who are not feeling well, to those who are concerned about family members and you're not able to get to them. My heart goes out to everyone who feels like they're struggling at this time. I actually just feel super grateful that I'm able to um, find a purpose and share what thus saith the oracle. Um, so if you do not know me, my name is Tyra Omilade. I am a priestess and a spiritual guide. And my, passion and love is sharing wisdom from the oracles, helping people to understand what cycle we're in so that you can maximize the energy in a mindful way. Instead of the energy working you over, you work with the energy yourself. And today I'm coming on to talk about the new moon that will be in Aries. That moon is going to be actually in less than 24 hours. In Eastern time, it will be at 5:29 a.m. 5:29 a.m., March 24th, 4 degrees of Aries. Now, one of the things that we can talk about that's very exciting about a new moon in Aries is, first and foremost, a new moon is about new beginnings. And outside of that, uh, Aries is the first sign of the astrological wheel. And so we are most certainly in a season of new beginnings. And, I'm not going to say I foresaw this. I did not. I knew 2020 was going to be a year of reset, but I didn't see exactly how it was going to happen. And so I don't think it's a coincidence that the reset is happening or has happened prior to this new moon in Aries. Something that I am excited about during this time is, Aries is energy that's on the go. I think to a certain degree, all of the planets astrologically are moving forward. We just came out of Mercury retrograde. But even during Mercury retrograde, there was only one planet that was retrograde. All the other planets are moving forward. Now Mercury's moving forward. And I think that that's to a certain degree how things have just moved so quickly, and how, we have sort of like stayed on the go quite a bit. And so now that a lot of us, if you are living like where I live, there's been a state of an emergency. They're asking everybody to stay home. And I'm in Tennessee, where, it's a little bit different from, say, New York, but everyone is slowed down. I slowed myself down. I just decided to just stay home as much as possible. And so despite that, though, with this time being Aries, it's allowing us to be able to merge our energy with the energy of Aries. And Aries is about creativity. Aries is a warrior energy. And so Aries, it has the energy of fearlessness. And it is also an energy that, because it's about creativity, and it's a masculine energy, I see Aries to a certain degree as like the engineer. The engineer will come up with creative solutions. This is the same energy as Heracleo. There's, I think, an aspect to this time where we are being given the opportunity, if we so choose, to allow the energy of Aries to rise up within us. Now, I will say we do want to avoid the pitfalls of Aries, which is, action without wisdom, arguing for the sake of arguing, not advocating for something that really matters, but, just being out there in the streets arguing or, arguing with family or whatever. But I think that based on the reading, we will utilize this energy in a wise manner. And so we can use this in order to, first and foremost, face whatever we are facing as a collective, as individuals. And we can also, when we think about Heracleo Goon, this is the energy that clears blockages. This is the energy that, it's the first sign. It's number one. And this is the energy of Heracleo Goon. This energy clears the path, right? So I just encourage you all to allow the energy of courage to be at the forefront of any new moon rituals that you do. I encourage you to allow yourself to be open to creative solutions, to understanding that we are pioneers. I see Aries, Heracleo Goon. This is pioneering energy because Heracleo Goon is not afraid to go forward. Heracleo Goon lives for moving forward. So just as I just have been sharing wisdom all year, really, I started at the end of last year, and definitely looking at the energy and watching how things are unfolding. There is a divine plan, a divine design to what is going on. And that's what I'm saying. It can't be a coincidence that the reset button has been pushed and it's this huge, situation that we're all caught up in. It looks different for everybody, but it's this huge situation, this huge reset, societal reset, world society reset that is happening. And now we're at Aries. Now we're in the season of the warrior energy. And so, this is a good time during this new moon to allow yourself to believe in your destiny, to allow yourself to believe in something greater than you, that you can push yourself to, that you can have passion for. Because at this point, I just sort of feel like we don't have anything to lose. This is how Heracleo Goon operates. If you know somebody who's an Aries, a lot of times they're like, let's just go. And then afterwards, they're like, oh, I didn't think the whole plan through, But this is what we're being called to do at this point. Now, how I move forward may look differently from how you move forward, okay? But we all are being given an opportunity to move forward in a very courageous, unique, and different way. We have Saturn that just moved into Aquarius. So Aquarius energy is really up there. Mars will be moving into Aquarius soon also. And so we are going to be in this time of innovation, science, technology, being uniquely who and what you are. This all becomes, highlighted. And so I just feel like we have nothing to lose but to just really face forward, directly address this time as it has presented itself. So how do we use the new moon energy? Well, I do want to encourage you, if there's anything you need to let go of at right now, go on ahead and say, okay, I'm going to write it down on a piece of paper and symbolically tear it up, and I'm tossing it up into the universe to my guides, my ancestors of light, whoever's going to help me. I'm asking you to help me release this thing, right? Let it go. And then we want to set intentions, not just for this new moon from this cycle to the next, which I think is a very smart thing to do, But in addition to that, revisit your New Year's intentions. If you have not written out your New Year's intentions, it's time to write out your New Year's intentions, whether you can see how you're going to get there or not. Okay. If anyone's out there, let me know if you can hear me, because I thought I would hear somebody chime in by now. I think you can hear me, but if you're out there, please just say yes, and that'll let me know if you can hear me. Let's see here. Yes, so you want to revisit your New Year's intentions, and or write them out if you have not. And the other things that we can commit to are writing out a plan for staying courageous. What are things you can do? What works for you to help you stay courageous? Well, right now is it's important for us. I did a video not too long ago that talked about the importance of engaging your spiritual practices. When our foundation is spirituality, when our foundation is truth, and I can tell you this energy of Aries, Heracleo, Ogun is protective energy. But the way Heracleo, Ogun confers protection is living in alignment with the laws of the universe. And so what that means is that we open ourselves up to understanding what are the laws of the universe, and we live according to those laws. And how do we do that? Through our spiritual practices. And you have to do this day in and day out. Okay. So yeah, make a plan for staying courageous, staying, spiritually strong. That's what Aries is about. It's about strength. It's about fire. It's about forward movement and direction. And another thing we can do is look at how are we taking care of ourselves. I do think this is a time for us to do everything we can to keep inflammation low in our bodies. So we have to watch what we're eating. I think it's a very important time to work our muscles out. So yeah, getting out and burning off, if you can take a walk, even if it's just like around the building, if you can't go far, or around your house, then get out and do that. But we definitely need to be working out our muscles. I call those spiritual workouts. That's one way to raise up the vibration of Heracleo Gun. You have to work your muscles during that time, and you work out feeling yourself letting the energy of Heracleo Gun rise up, and you're asking Heracleo Gun to imbue you with the qualities that Heracleo Gun, Mars, Aries, however you want to call it, imbues in you. Okay, so new beginnings. We don't actually start taking action at a new moon. It doesn't matter what the new moon is until you can actually see a sliver of the new moon. So let's see here. The new moon is on the 24th. So probably around like the 26th or the 27th. You should start seeing a sliver of the moon, and you can begin to take action during that time. Okay. The energy that spoke, yes, it was very, very positive energy from the Metunetter. It is Orsair positive Tahuti Hatep. I was so happy. I was like, thank you. Because I really wanted to see something positive and encouraging for us today. So, Orsair, y'all, this is a very spiritual reading. Orsair is about allowing the spirit of the divine within you to be what you're most connected to. Heracleo Gun, Orsair is, I'm just making sure nobody's sending me a text, letting me know if they can hear me or not. Heracleo Gun is it's very authentic energy. Heracleo Gun, anybody with Aries or you have a lot of Aries or scorpionic energy, they cannot be fake. It's all about being exactly who and what you are when you're dealing with an Aries. What you see is what you get with Aries. I love that about Aries. And so, or Sayer is about being your authentic, true self. And it's also about connecting with the Ori. So make sure you're blessing your head. Okay. I don't think I've put a video out about blessing your head, but if you just wake up in the morning time and you say, you know what, higher self, Ori or Sayer, whatever you want to call it, I'm opening myself up to be guided by you, and then just take a little cool water and just put it on your head. If you're in my membership site and you see this, I did upload the head blessing. Someone sent that document to me and I uploaded it in the inner circle. It is there for you if you want to know how to bless your head. So yeah, you want to connect with your higher self. I read in the video the other day about tools for thriving. I read this from Michael Beckwith and I thought this is so like what this time is about for, I say, all of us. It doesn't matter what our financial situation looks like, our health, nothing. We're in a brand new world. It's an opportunity for all of us, right? And I'm just going to read this again because this is very Sarah. This is the part of yourself that is undifferentiated in your body. It leads, guides, and directs you. It's doing everything it can to tell you what it is you need to do in order to help you to, know, do you turn right? Do you turn left? I'll read it again. I read it the other day, but this is what Sarah means to me. I believe that you are great, that there is something magnificent about you, regardless of what has happened to you in your life, regardless of how old or young you think you might be. The moment you begin to think properly, there's something that is within you, this power within you that is greater than the world. It will begin to emerge. It will take over your life. It will feed you. It will clothe you. It will guide you, protect you, direct you, sustain your very existence if you let it. Now, that is what I know for sure. And so, I just encourage you all to understand that this is the relationship that we need to have, whether we have, a pandemic happening or we're living our best life on an island in a 5-star hotel. It does not matter what's going on. This is the relationship that we seek to have with our higher self. But I can assure you that we need that right here, right now. Okay, so, Sarah, tune into the wisdom within you. The next thing I want you to know is that it is important for us to understand that we need to be guided by wisdom. That's what Tahuti Hetep is. Tahuti Hetep says that we need to allow the omniscience, the wisdom of the universe to lead, guide, and direct us. And that during this new moon in Aries, we will be given the wisdom that we need. Now, it's up to us. I went to my Pathways Oracle and pulled a few cards for you all, and I got choices. It's up to us to follow that wisdom. Okay. It's up to us. We get to choose whether or not we're going to follow the wisdom. But we must be guided by wisdom, and whatever wisdom comes our way, we must follow the wisdom. It's the path will be lit up before us. Okay. The other thing that Tahuti says, and this is another, this energy is spoken before, when I first did a reading to kind of give us some understanding of what to do. And it's talking about follow the wisdom of the experts, follow the wisdom of the oracle. And for me, the oracle has indicated take everything very seriously, do everything I can to keep myself healthy and to make sure I'm not out and about, you know, too much, potentially making someone else ill if I were to, get infected or whatever. Um, but by the same token, I'm doing daily readings for myself and following the wisdom of the oracle within my own personal life. Like, what steps do I take next? What do I do day in and day out? What attitude am I to take? I'm following the wisdom of my oracle. Every day I'm doing a reading for myself. I'm looking at what is the astrology saying. So it's very important for us to follow the experts, follow the wisdom. Now, I'm not trying to tell you who the experts are for you. But that's what Tahuti Hatep says. I do believe that this Aries new moon is going to be one that imbues us with wisdom, that imbues us with abundance, imbues us with prosperity. I don't know how. I just go to the oracle, I interpret the oracle, but I'm not saying I'm a psychic and I can see everything. So the other card I pulled was the abundance card. Okay. So I thought that was interesting. Um, you know, Aries is actually entrepreneurial energy. It's the energy of startup businesses. And so I associate Aries with abundance. I associate Aries with the ability to create something out of nothing. Just think about Ogun, with the blacksmith, the fire, going into the fire, using all of the tools of the blacksmith to create whatever, from the creative energy of the fire and the iron, creating whatever, Ogun wants to create. And so, I encourage you thinking about Ogun and all the tools of the blacksmith. What are the tools of the blacksmith? Using those tools, understanding you have your own tools within you. Okay. And so use your tools right now for whatever you're needing to use it for. Use those tools right now. Allow, you know, yourself to tap into deep reserves. Allow yourself to tap into the power within you. Do not accept or receive that there's anything but the universe is working in your favor. Okay. Only receive that. Um, let's see here. Um, Now, I will say one of the things that we have to be careful with when it comes to Aries energy is anger. I pulled the anger card. Now, the cards are always turned face down, but I pulled the anger card. So I didn't know I was pulling that card. I was like, oh, really? Okay. So, yeah, we have to be careful to not. Okay, first and foremost, one of the things we're being given an opportunity during this full moon, whether there's a pandemic happening, crazy, stuff happening with working and stuff or not. Anytime Aries is on the scene, we have to look at our anger. What are we angry at? Are we too angry? Are we not getting angry enough when people are, we're just letting everybody walk over us? We have the ability to get in touch with things that we perhaps are angry with, but we've suppressed them. And so, whatever we get angry about, we might want to just allow it to be information that will help us to understand what we need to address in our own lives. But we do have to be cautious of not being overly angry and aggressive. Righteous anger is great. But we want to avoid arguing with our family members. And one thing I do want to say is I do think that this Aries new moon is giving us clues and insight, and even just the fact that we're in Aries season, because of course the sun is there right now, is giving us an opportunity to kind of see what is um, the Mars retrograde. That's going to be later this year. What is the Mars retrograde going to be about for us, or for me and you? You know, each individual gets to kind of see what every time the moon is in Aries, what is it bringing up? Because we are going to hyper focus on Aries this year. Because once Mars moves into Aries, it will be there for 6 months. And it retrogrades from September to the top of November, from the top of September to the top of November, 2 months retrograde. So that is a sign. This is a house where we are right now, is a house in our chart that is going to greatly speak to what our focus will be closer to the end of the year. And, you know, I remember thinking when I saw there was going to be a Mars retrograde in Aries, I was like, oh my God, I don't know about this. But now, knowing what I know now, I just don't think it's a coincidence. Aries, Mars in Aries is really going to give us an opportunity to hyper focus on this Mars, Heracleo Ogun energy, and to get our, you know, to help us get ourselves right, courageous, strong. And, you know, it's the first sign of the zodiac to get, you know, to kind of help us move forward in new beginnings. Okay. But we definitely want to approach it in a very conscious manner. I still say that we need to work with the energy of Oshun. Venus will be in Taurus until April the 3rd. So we have these two creative forces happening for us right now. We get to, one of my teachers said, or I listened to a teacher recently say the following, and I just keep hearing it in my mind. Everything has the meaning that we assign to it. Okay. So if something has meaning, it has the meaning that we have assigned to it. So we get to assign meaning to everything that is happening to us moment by moment. And the Oracle is giving us an opportunity to see this as an opportunity, to see this as a time of blessing, to see this as a time for us to connect with, you know, the greater divine consciousness, to open ourselves up to abundance, when perhaps the world is trying to tell us, oh, it's not going to be abundant. I looked at this one person whose emails I like looking at, looked at them for years. This person has a business that helps to train coaches. And the way this person got started was in the last financial crisis. And I saw the email come through this morning, and I was like, I want to see what he has to say. And he was saying, you know, in the last crisis, they were like, it's going to be worse than the Great Depression, and just all these horrible predictions. And, you know, he was saying a lot of them didn't come true, and things did bounce back sooner than had been predicted. So we all get to assign to, and that he crashed. He was a part of the crash, and that's where his business got birthed, through, you know, the financial crisis of 2007, 2008. And so for us, you know, I just think we need to really understand that we get to assign the meaning to this time, whatever we want. No, and you know, we have to push back against what we're hearing. I'm a realist. Don't get me wrong. I'm not thinking, I told everybody 2020 was not slated to necessarily be an easy year. So it's not that I'm being a Pollyanna, which I am an optimist, and I'm never going to ever deviate from that because that's who I am. But by the same token, I've been down both paths where I've chosen to be the realist, and I assign, you know, like a very serious tone, and it's not full of hope. It's not full of trust in the great divine. And I've been down the path where, you know, it's like, really, that's all I got is hope and faith and trust in the great divine and higher spirituality. And I always fare better when I assign it the meaning of spirituality, of working with my Orisha, my ancestors of light, allowing the universe to show me that it's working in my favor. And so I encourage you to do the same. So we're working with Heracleo Ogun. We're working with Oshun. I have a new deck that I got for my 50th birthday. I talk about assigning meanings. I've been wanting to have pity parties like, man, I turned 50, like right when I turned 50. That's when like life had started shutting down. The United States starts getting all serious. And I've just been sort of feeling like, why did this have to happen around my birthday? And I'm just like, you know what? Let's just assign a great meaning. I came in with a bang into the 50s. But one of my sons bought me this deck. I love this deck. So this is the energy that I encourage us to connect with. This is the same energy as Sarah, one of the energies that spoke for this new moon. I am mindful. I understand the impact my energy has on the world. I am mindful. And so this is something that's important. It's important for us to be mindful. If you really want to know what the wisdom is telling you to do, you have to be mindful. You don't want to have your mind filled with a bunch of stuff coming in from the outside in. You want to be mindful. You want to be open to hearing what is in the present here and now for me. Okay. What is this time about? Actually, it's so interesting to me how I'm hearing so many people say, oh my God, I needed this break. I really needed this time off, you know? So yes, I want to give y'all a few colors to work with. So for first and foremost, I'm going to give you a animal totem. This is for the abundance card. Well, I'm going to start with anger. Let's do the bad news first. I wonder if it's today is the 23rd. Void time. 10:52. Oh, okay. Because I was like, whoa, there's nobody on. Typically, people are on my lives, and I'm like, it must be a void moon. I didn't plan this too well, but oh well, it'll be here when y'all find me. So for anger, I want to give you an animal totem for that. For anger, let's choose the dragonfly. I like that for anger. Let's choose the dragonfly. And the dragonfly stands for illusion. This beautiful creature aids in breaking down the belief barriers and agreeing to the changes that can bring about shifts and transformation into your life. So that's an animal totem that you can work with. Imagine it. Pull up a picture of a dragonfly. If you have dragonflies and, like a little pendant. If you have a dragonfly pendant of some sort in your home, get that out. Draw a picture of a dragonfly, whatever, work with dragonfly. And the color that I want to give is peach. This is, again, because we're working with anger. So if you're dealing with anger, you can work with the color peach. Peach reflects the energy of balance, and peach stands for peace, okay? And actually, that is something that's very important for us right now, to understand that peace is our true nature. Okay. So peach reflects an energy of balance. There is a sense of calmness in peach, and it's able to assist in reevaluation of life choice. Wow. Peach has heartedness. See, it's skipping. Peach has light-heartedness in its vibration. So, y'all, this is bringing balance and a sense of calmness, and it helps us to be able to reevaluate. So, put on the color peach, print out something that's peach, work with the color peach, and you can actually see yourself enveloped in a peach bubble of light. When you get mad, just bring yourself enveloped in peach bubble of light and allow this energy to help you be able to really look at what is, what is this really about? Also, helping you to, what did it say? Reevaluate your life choices. Okay. Because the other thing about this time is for us to realize, I think that we're all being given an opportunity to realize just how much we give our power away. Okay. And so sometimes we get mad because we know that was like the horrible choice that I made. Whatever I find myself caught up in, it was because I made a choice that led me down that path. Okay. So this is really a very good time to take back your power and not let the outside narrative be dictated to you so much. Now, another card that I pulled was choices. And for choices, the animal, I'm going to choose heron, the heron, Heron, heron. And it stands for spiritual trust. Life itself is encompassed in heron, honoring change. Now, I'm just picking these as I go. I didn't even know what it said. So honoring change, y'all. Believing in the ability to thrive. So we need to work with the heron in order to imbue this energy of spiritual trust. And this is what the heron is saying to us. Life itself is encompassed in the heron, honoring change, believing in the ability to thrive. Now, the color for choices. I'm going to choose forest green, and you can see the cards kind of tell you what colors are associated with them. So forest green for support, confidence in the continuing seasonal cycles of the earth. This is the vibrational essence of renewal. That's what we're in, y'all. Confidence in the continuing seasonal cycles of the earth. This is the vibrational essence of renewal. So, yeah. Wow. I hope you feel encouraged by this. So now I'll go back to abundance. And you can see already the potential colors we might be working with. And we're taking all of these colors and we are working with them in some kind of way, envisioning them, putting ourselves in a bubble of light with these colors. And you can sit and meditate and think about the animals that are speaking through these readings. So for abundance, I'm going to choose the beaver. The beaver. Isn't this cool? The beaver? The beaver stands for the builder. And this is such a good totem for working with this Aries energy because Aries is very active. Okay. So, beaver, the builder, what is your plan of action? What are you building on? Beaver helps you act on your dream. What do you need to help expand your life? So this is about building and actions and expansion. So I can also tell you that Tahuti energy is also about expansion. Tahuti says that it's very important for us to expand ourselves beyond where we currently are. Tahuti is also about abundance. It's the same energy as Jupiter. And so we're at a time right now with Jupiter getting ready to meet with Pluto to help us tap more into the power within us. So, and really be able to a certain degree, lay the foundation, or just outright step more into financial abundance and prosperity. How that works, I'm not sure. I wish I could. Some days I really do wish I was psychic. I really wish I could see. Um, okay, let's see here. Let's just go with red. It's Aries season. So I'm just going to go. Look at that. It's got that red heart. Heracleo goon. Heart, baby. Red for life force. Red is literally our life blood. Red has the energies and strengths of renewal and revival as a part of its dynamic. Red, life force, lifeblood, energy, strength of renewal, strength of revival. So, yeah, work with the color red, um, imbue yourself with this color, wear it, you know, focus in your meditation on the color red, along with the beaver. So let's see if there's anything else I wanted to share with you all on this. I think that's everything. I am working for my inner circle. First and foremost, the inner circle is still there, $25 a month. And I put out one reading at least per week, that kind of gives you an overview of what the energy of this time is all about, or the energy of the week. It includes wisdoms from the oracles, such as the Metunetter. I go over the astrology. Basically, I give a wisdom sharing to help people understand this is what we need to do. This is how we need to move forward. And I do a monthly reading also. So that's 5 community readings. It's not individual readings, but it's 5 readings I put out per month within the inner circle. Very extensive readings. You can even print them off. I think I've shown y'all before. I try to make it so that it's printer friendly or whatever. But this is like 6 pages, 5 or 6 pages. And then I put out at least one course of some sort every month. So for instance, like I said, the Oshun course that I'm selling is within the inner circle. If you're in the inner circle, you automatically get any course I create. And like I said, that's $25 a month. However, to be of service to the community, one of the things that I do is I post I create a journal guide so that people kind of can think about what I have found to be very helpful. And I put this out in another video when I talked about journaling. I have found it very helpful to write down whatever it is I'm working on. When I first started realizing how powerful it was to map things out again, because I used to do this years ago, and it was just like, wow, this is so helpful when I write things out. And there were these journal guides that these people who I was following at the time, they would put them out every month. I buy one every month, and I would just journal based on the prompts that they gave. And I was like, wow, this really helped. And I missed it once they stopped making them. So then once I got into astrology, there's an astrologer who I started buying courses from and just her products. And I began to realize buying her products, mapping out, and it's not even like super extensive. As long as I just take the time to write down a sentence or two or more, if I feel so led, I began to realize everything I wrote down was making itself manifest. Or sometimes it was a matter of having a game plan. Just like, for instance, if I know that there's a moon coming and it's a moon where I typically don't have a lot of energy, well, I'm trying to get everything done before that moon happens. Or for instance, void moons. Apparently, I didn't look at it. Today is a void moon. And plan out when I was doing a live, because typically I never do a live during a void moon. But I typically find that void moons make me a little bit slow. And so I would plan everything, get everything done before the void moon. And I just started becoming way more productive, right? So sometimes it's about writing out a game plan, figuring out when's the best time to do something, and you have to sit down and actually write it out. And so later today, I should have that journal done. It's going to be the journal guide for the monthly reading that I put out for April. Now, the monthly reading is within the inner circle, but I put the journal guide out for everybody. I will put a notification on all my social media platforms and here on YouTube for when I actually get that journal guide posted. If you go to my website, goddessbodymindspirit.com, and join my email list, I will send notification out to my email list. Well, I will probably actually include the journal guide there. So if you don't want to miss it, just get on my email list and you'll be notified that way. So yeah, hope that this has been helpful to you all. I'm wishing you a very good new moon in Aries. And I hope that y'all keep me posted on how things are going, and that you are feeling encouraged, and that you're making a choice to follow spirit and trust in the higher laws of the universe, and looking at our ancestors. What is the Odu for this month? It doesn't matter what the Odu is for this month. For the year, I know one of the Odu is, I think, Oyeku or Osa. And the Odu is from the Nigerian or the Ifa tradition, spiritual tradition. And it's all about working with the ancestors. And one of the reasons it's so important to work with the ancestors is because, y'all, they've already been here and done that. Okay. So, and it is a divine setup for the ancestors to help us. See, the thing is this: just because someone dies doesn't mean they become an ancestor who can come back and help. We have to have done good in this world, because how are you going to help people as an ancestor when you didn't help people when you were alive, right? So the ancestors have a wisdom level that first and foremost surpasses where we are right now in this physical realm, because they're no longer in their body. They're no longer limited by their body. And they have the wisdom also from when they were here. And it is the divine setup that they're here to help us. The problem is most of us don't call on our ancestors. We're always in our head trying to figure things out. I am mindful. It's not so much about being in your head. It's about being aware of the wisdom, of the opportunities, of the plan, of the ability to make the moves that are logic absolutely plays a part. And there's another aspect where it's like, okay, well, let me just ask the ancestors what I should do and follow the logic of the ancestors. Okay. So I do encourage you to call on your ancestors of light, follow the guidance, the wisdom of your ancestors. They are a lamp unto your feet. They are a guiding light of wisdom before you. Hey, y'all, may the oracle be your guiding light. This is Tyra Omilade. Thank you so much for watching. Happy spring. Happy new moon in Aries. I love you all. Take care. See you in the next video. Peace.